No way.
Yes.
I mean, this is a real form of art. So Freunde, jetzt bin ich noch mal gerade zu einer Holzhandlung gefahren. Das ist hier ein Großhändler, aber verkauft auch teilweise an Privatpersonen, hat aber relativ außergewöhnliche Hölzer. Neben mir ist Billy und Doug hat uns hier hingefahren. Das ist nämlich hier der Laden, wo Doug auch sein Holz bekommt. So Billy, what's your job here at Doug's Lumber?
I'm a sales associate here at Clark. So when customers come in, I show them around and try to help them figure out what they want to do with their projects.
What's the wood that we have here? Like, I see that's walnut. I mean, these are real big pieces of wood. I feel like...
So these are slabs.
Yeah.
So our lumber yard is divided into slabs and plywood and solid lumber. So a lot of customers come in here and buy slabs, and they'll buy these slabs. They'll use it for countertops, for bar tops, for great rooms, for tables in their living rooms, dining rooms, etc. And here at Clark's, we have a mill, and we can customize the slabs to...
So you have an old mill. So you buy the logs, and then you mill it.
Right,
like...
we mill everything here, and we actually have a mill person that is a European craftsman that can customize a slab to anything that the customer would like as a finished product.
And what's the most popular wood like that you sell? Like I see a cedar?
Aromatic cedar. The most popular species of lumber that we sell is walnut by far. American walnut.
So that here.
Right, and
that's American black walnut?
Yes.
Is there a non-black walnut, or is that like?
There's other types of walnut. For instance, we have a special which is called a Peruvian walnut, but for the most part, our #1 seller by far and large is American walnut.
Okay. I see a Festool logo. You sell also Festool
yes,
tools?
Yes, we're a authorized dealer of Festool, which is probably, as you know from being from Germany, is probably one of the finest makers of vacs, saws, joiners.
Yeah, for the professionals.
Yep,
yeah.
for hobbyists alike. They really appreciate, they really like Festool. It's very, very popular.
So that's a whole slab of cedar.
Right, this is aromatic cedar.
Yeah.
And this right here is probably just an eyeball, about a 13-foot slab. And as you can see, we have all different slabs in all different shapes and sizes from different species of wood. Everything from aromatic cedar, to, you see walnut. Over here, there's some beautiful white oak slabs. And white oak here is, especially here in Houston, Texas, is very typical, especially here in Houston. We're right off of White Oak Street.
So what's your most favorite kind of wood, Doug?
You really can't answer that question because I love the exotics for the wood grain and for the texture. You can't pin something down to a favorite like that. It depends on what particular use you want to use it for. If I'm carving a sculpture or something like that, I want some Padauk or some walnut because it's soft and tight grain. Whereas if it's a structural thing for looks, I love red oak. If it's a small turning object, I love the burrs, mallee burrs and dark cherry burrs and olive burrs, especially olive burrs. Olive is a rare wood, you won't find much of it. If you found a slab of olive wood that big, it'd be $10,000.
10,000?
10,000, yeah. I think he's got one over here. That little one right there is 500.
Yes.
And that's not even a good, real great figure on that particular piece. So, I want to see one log that you wind up selling for $50,000. It's sitting right over here. Go take a look at this one.
What, 50,000?
Easy, if not more.
Oh, no, maybe in totality, but...
$4,000 a slab times 12 is what?
You mean like this holds...
I mean, like, that's about $50,000 worth of wood.
Is it?
Well, each slab is individually priced. So this is a Mappa burl that we just got in.
That's 3,000.
Right.
Wow. What do you call this? Das die Maserung.
People would say anything from wormholes to bug rot to the figure of the
Figure,
wood,
right?
the
Yeah.
grain, I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful wood. Look at this one, and you'll see the price difference.
Yes.
3,500, 3,000. The bigger ones will hit 4,000 going down.
Wow.
Yeah, $50,000 worth of wood sitting.
Wow. That's a nice car sitting next in front of me.
Yeah, and makes beautiful countertops, coffee table, furniture, so on.
If you sand it down, oil it, or lacquer,
You could
put a
leave,
lacquer.
You could leave the pigments. You could fill the pigments. You could fill the pigments with resin. You could split it and do a live edge with square edges on each end, and make a river table out of it,
Is that an actual picture of the tree?
of the tree.
Oh
That
no,
is-
this is just actually. This should be standing on this.
Okay.
Okay. This is just a sail on hard maple.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The sign just got moved.
So that is maple,
That is
Mappa. Mappa. M-A-P-P-A. Mappa burl.
Mappa burl.
Mm-hmm.
And what is your most expensive wood that you have?
The most expensive solid lumber that we have is ebony, African ebony.
Like if you would have a log or a total of ebony of this size,
You'd never get it.
Yeah.
You'd never get
It doesn't come in that. It's a whole different.
Remember I was telling you what somebody could carry on their back out of the Amazon?
yeah.
Yeah, you'd never get a piece of ebony that big. Just couldn't do it.
It's not a apple to apple comparison.
Thing. Yeah.
This is like a tropical hardwood,
What is that?
bubinga.
Bubinga comes from South America, Trinidad, the Caribbean, Mexico, Venezuela, Honduras.
I mean, the density
Oh,
is
yeah.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
You work with them, like
I've worked with
like-
every wood in here. Yeah.
like if you take a router bit, it has to be a good router bit,
Oh,
right?
yes, yes, sir.
It's like kind of steel.
Some of them is ironwood, but you couldn't get a piece of ironwood that big. Yeah, it'd be impossible just to find something bigger than that.
So how often do you go here for getting some wood?
Once every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes just a piece. I've got to build a bar top for a friend of mine, and I've got to come get. I sent him over here the other day to look at it. He picked out that cedar over there, so I've got to come get one.
I organize a container,
Yeah.
and then we do some shopping here.
You do? Oh yeah.
Yeah, because my suitcase ain't big enough.
Your suitcase ain't big enough. Well, you would have to organize the container. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yep. You could get a lot of wood, nice wood from here. There's only one other place in Houston, that's Houston Hardwoods, but they don't compare to Clark's at all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, they just don't carry slabs like this. You know, they'll carry the boards, but not the slabs.
I mean, that is the real beauty, and that is the real pure form of wood.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you see such a log or
Yeah.
such a slab.
Yeah, that's some pretty stuff.
Okay. So how about the market itself since the pandemic? Did the prices go up as well in America?
Yeah, the prices have gone up. I think basically because the hobbyists have stayed home and people have been home in lockdown, so to speak, and so it's kind of been in an odd way good for our business because people are at home and they're working on. They want the project that they've kind of put off to the side because they didn't have time. Now they have time and they've come to us and they're buying their hardwood. So it's kind of an odd situation to say, but our business has been doing well because more people are finding time to enjoy their hobby.
But did you experience shortages like in the supply chain?
We are now. I'm fairly new here, so we actually keep we've always kept a pretty good inventory, or we do keep a very good inventory. So I think the supply chain has hurt us more in plywood, which is more of a, not so much to say it's a commodity product, but it's a product where people will buy 10 sheets.
Yeah.
Or 15 sheets or 20 sheets, especially
Like for contractors?
Right, especially commercial cabinet makers and things of that nature. So we're more affected in the plywood market than, say, in solid lumber.
this is template.
Ja,
Schablon in German.
ja, Schablone.
Schablone. I make this by hand.
You?
Yes,
Wow.
by hand. And then I use this to make these knives.
Ja,
Okay? So for me to tell that machine there, whining,
ja,
that machine needs to know arm-in, which is minimum radius,
ja,
and maximum radius.
ja,
Axial and both way.
Yeah.
So what it means is, when I measure this top of this knife here,
Yeah.
that's the maximum radius,
ja,
and this is the minimum radius here. So I tell that machine through this computer, this you can only go this much,
ja,
and you can only go this much high and this much low.
ja.
So the machine knows that. In order to measure that, I have to use this machine.
Okay.
This tool. What I do, for instance, this is already, yeah, I put this one here.
So that's a router?
No, this is a cutting head
Ja.
that goes into that machine. I'll show you on the small.
It's like a milling machine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a 6-head milling machine.
Is it a CNC milling machine?
In a way, it's there is a sort of a halfway CNC. It's not
Okay.
pure CNC.
Okay.
So I have to measure this one and this one. Tell machine, this is how much you can go down, because this you see this.
So that's positive and negative.
Right. So that
Yeah.
so when I give wood, when I cut the square piece of wood to give the machine, this tool, since I give all the information to the machine, this tool goes and stops. And when I run, this thickness comes out and this width.
So and you have all like this are sample boards like for the end result for those templates.
Right. So without that template, wherever it was, without this, I can't remember where I got it from. Without that template, you see these are brand new templates I made. You see, these are blank.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is one template. I'm gonna make 2 knives on it, and there is another template, which is this one. See, I made by hand.
Wow. How do you have a file or something or?
Yes. All I do is these files, certain files.
No way.
Yes.
You're an artist.
Every one of them is made by hand.
Wow. So what is your professional background?
Furniture making. I graduated from London City Angle in advanced car furniture making, and 1993, and I came here. Since 1993, I worked as a self-employed furniture maker.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I started here.
Wow.
So-
I mean, this is a real form of art.
It's a, I don't know if I call it art or not, but what it is.
But it's real craftsmanship.
It is a, my explanation of craftsmanship is a matter of approach. The way you approach. How do you say in German?
Etwas zu erreichen. Etwas Herangehensweise. Like
So
to
the
approach
way you-
something.
The way you approach
Yeah.
with your mind, with your hand, with your heart.
Mhm.
And the outcome, it might not be good first time, but as long as you have that approach, eventually you will perfect it. So that's.
But so when you make it with this tool, with your hands, out of your head, it's unique, right?
Yes, in a way, yes, in a way, yes.
What do you call this, like the finished product? Is it wood
Molding.
profile? Molding?
Molding, yes.
Yeah, so they are made here and then they are sold.
Yes.
Okay.
For instance, you come to me, you say, like I mean this. Sorry. Be careful. This one here.
Yeah.
this is a, I mean, I have to remove at least inch and a quarter material. So I couldn't do it in one go. I have to do it twice. You see, first time I remove this much,
Yeah.
and then give it to machine. And that, so
Okay, this is just with a saw.
yeah,
Yeah.
this is for the table thing.
Wow. And this is so much more.
Yes, there are, I mean,
Do you have an idea how many templates you made? You have here.
I mean, since the beginning of this company, probably close to 2,000 maybe.
Why 2,000? Because I can imagine that they don't differ that much.
They do,
Yeah.
yes, they do. For instance, that's a good question. I'm gonna show you in a minute. Look at this. Glance, you think, oh, it's exactly the same, right? Look at that.
Yeah. Kind of.
You see the pitch, the different angle,
Yeah. Yeah.
see? And that makes a difference.
And there are customers that demand this pitch.
No, it's actually what happens that this is a common profile. As you're an architect, for instance,
Yeah. Yeah.
you go and draw something. You don't know what actually other guy did it before you, and then this has become yours. And then somebody else drew this. But it's exactly the same profile. The only difference is this guy kept this one this thick, this guy is keeping it this thick. So
Okay, so an architect shows up here and says, "I want this profile."
no, what architects actually hardly they send us a picture sometime. If architect is a brand new molding, they send us a picture and then I copy that picture. Or if you are a homeowner, something happened to your molding in your door,
Are you existing molding?
and then you bring it to me, I make the existing
Okay.
molding.
Do you have a track or keep a track or have any information where does this go? Like, do you have any like famous buildings or big projects that you're proud of?
It is it would have been perfect in the world, yeah, but it's almost impossible to keep in track. First of all, in order for us to do that, there needs to be quite a bit of investment on personnel. Second, the person who's buying it, he is willing to share that.
Yeah.
Nobody has that time.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody has that time. So we make it, but what rule of thumb, if you're my customer, you come to me quite often.
Yeah.
So I know you and I, we have a contact.
Because like I can imagine like if like I have a super yacht, like maybe Jeff Bezos has a new yacht, and you know, okay, this molding goes like into the ballroom of Jeff Bezos' super yacht or something like.
Yes, I mean from the marketing point of view, from bragging point of view, it would be nice. I'm just giving you an example. It's not true. We made a molding. It was one of those Arab Emirates airplane.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
It would be nice. Yes, of course. But it's, I don't know. It's quite difficult to.
But probably there are some moldings that are on a famous
Oh, I mean,
building
yes,
somehow.
exactly,
So
exactly,
that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
So Leute, jetzt habt ihr mal einen kurzen Einblick gesehen, auch hier in so eine Holzhandlung in Amerika. Ne? Und ihr könnt mir ja mal schreiben, was so euer Lieblingsholz ist. Oder kauft ihr eigentlich auch im Großhandel selbst ein oder mehr im Baumarkt? Ne? Weil ich glaube, eins ist ja mal sicher, sowas hier bekommst du nicht im Baumarkt.